All right, welcome back to another episode of Crypto Miner Tips. And in today's tip, basically it's going to be kind of a short tutorial. I'm just going to actually show you how to mine Bitcoin on your PC. And actually this is going to help you mine other cryptocurrencies on your at-home computer as well. So before I get going, I always want to make sure I'm recording. So bear with me. I'm kind of new to OBS, so don't flame me too hard. But depending on where you're at, some of you are going to be in my Facebook group. If you're not part of the Facebook or the Crypto Miner Facebook group yet, I encourage you to sign up. Also, too, so if you go to the website, you can actually just sign up through this link right here. Or if you just type in Crypto Miner Tips to the toolbar, it should pull up the group. Make sure that you sign up and join the group, not the page. I just use that for placing some ads. So basically, I just want to get right down into it, show you guys how to do some mining real quick. So the miner that I like to use is Cuda miner. They're not as old as NiceHash, but I actually like them because they have a lot more features than what NiceHash currently has. And so there's a lot of different reasons why I actually like Cuda miner over NiceHash, and I'll get into that later. But so if you're part of the Facebook group, what you're going to want to do is just go to this pin post right here that says how to start Bitcoin mining, and just click on this link right here, and it's going to take you over to Cuda miner. And yes, that is my affiliate link. I would appreciate it if you use it. You don't have to, but again, I would appreciate it if you did. The cool thing about Cuda miner right now, though, is if you sign up, you actually get 5,000 Satoshis worth of Bitcoin as a bonus. Now, you do have to mine, I think it's 5,000 or 10,000 Satoshis worth of Bitcoin. So that might, depending on what kind of computer you're on, that could take you a little while. But it's pretty cool. They're giving out, 5,000 Satoshi for that. So what you're going to want to do is just sign up to and create an account. And so I already have an account with them, so it should automatically log me in. And once you're logged in, you should get, a screen that looks like this. And so what you're going to want to do is you want to scroll down here and get, whatever, operating system you're on. Didn't mean to do that, but you're going to want to click whatever operating system you're on. I keep pushing that button for some odd reason. And just select, whatever operating system you're basically using, whether you're on Windows, Mac, Linux, it doesn't matter. And that's another thing that I like about Cuda miner too. So I'm on Windows, so this is what I'm going to use here. Hopefully this works. I'll refresh the screen here real quick. Sometimes this can get a little sticky. Let's see here. No, I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to push this one right here. And, you'll see basically you'll select whatever operating system you're on. So that's what I did wrong. So it's a little tricky. You just select whatever operating system you're on, and then you click right there and it'll actually download it. So, I'm living proof that you don't have to be smart to mine cryptocurrency. So from there, what you're going to want to do, now I already kind of have this set up, but what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take that file and stick it inside a folder on your desktop and then unzip it. And so right here, I have the installer file right here. Now, here's the thing with this, and I kind of mentioned this in the instructions. You're going to want to be mindful that this does cause a false positive alert. So if you're running an antivirus on your computer, you're going to want to disable it. You're going to want to turn all this stuff off. Otherwise, this miner won't work. And for those that are new to mining, you really don't need to worry about this too much. All the mining software out there, the way that it interacts with your processing power will cause the antivirus to create a false positive, and it'll quarantine the files. And once it quarantines the files, you can forget about it. You're going to have to re-download it, reinstall everything to get it to work. So just keep a keep that in mind. The other thing that you're going to want to do is, if you're going to want to run this a lot, you're going to want to go to your settings tab and create an exception for your mining software. So that way, moving forward, you know, that antivirus doesn't get triggered. It knows that this file, excuse me, it knows that this file is a safe file on your computer because you told it was. Okay, so there's that. So when we get back down over here to Cuda Miner, and we're just going to go ahead and install this. Click agree. Get that installed. Again, I also wanted to, while that's installing, I want to mention that, you know, for those that, I'm probably going to put this video up on this page. So for those that want to get the link to Cuda Miner and sign up for that, just join the group right here. And, you know, that'll send you right over to this Facebook group. And then, you know, usually I check Facebook several times throughout the day. I'll get you approved and get you in there. Okay. So now we should be up and running with Cuda. All right, so now there's a couple things that you're going to want to do here. So once you get it installed, you're going to want to go over to your settings, and you're going to want to add, you know, if you're on Windows Defender exclusion, so you're going to want to add this as an exclusion to your Windows Defender, so that doesn't, you know, trigger it as a virus as well. Let that close out. It should close out on its own anyways. I think so. Anyways, so, yep, it closed out. And then enable these three right here. And then the other thing is if this is like your everyday computer, I would recommend turning this on when you're mining. So it says pause when computer's in use. And so what that'll do is anytime that you're jumping on your computer, you're checking your email, Facebook, playing a game, whatever, it'll pause the miner so that your computer doesn't run sluggish. And so that way your computer's only mining for Bitcoin or whatever cryptocurrency you want, you know, while you're not using it, basically. So that's pretty cool right there. And then you're going to want to save that also too. Just make sure there's nothing else I'm missing here. Save that. And then the other thing is once you go back over here to the dashboard, before we set this up, you know, and now if you're CPU mining, some of you may have a graphics card installed on your computer, but we'll just keep this simple for right now, and I will get into the GPU stuff here in a minute. I have a GPU rig set up, but for those that are just using a basic computer, you're going to want to mine Monero. You're going to want to select this one. Now, I know that, you know, you're technically not mining Bitcoin, but the idea with this is that Monero for CPU mining is actually more profitable to mine than actually mining Bitcoin. So the cool thing is about this, though, is you're actually going to be able to get paid in Bitcoin. So what this software is going to do is going to take the Monero that you mine and cash that out and exchange it for Bitcoin, and you're going to end up with more Bitcoin by going that route. And it's basically called a profit switching miner or a profit switching software. And so what this is going to do is it's going to run a series of benchmarks on whatever computer hardware you have installed on your device that you're running the software on, and it'll figure out what's the most profitable coin to mine, you know, for the given hardware that you're using. So you're going to want to go in here and make sure, again, you're going to want to select the random X one and just select the number of threads that you want to mine. So if you get a 4-core processor, maybe you want to use 3. I wouldn't recommend using all 4 if you have all 4. If you got a 2-core, maybe just use 1. For the sake of this video, though, because I am recording, I'm just going to use 1 so that we can fire it up and hopefully it doesn't glitch out and everything like that. So I'm going to save that. And then what I'm going to want to do is basically from here is click, and I think I got it set up right. It's pretty easy. Like I said, but you're just going to enable it, and it should start mining here in a second. Give it a second here. Oh, yeah, because I got to pause while computer's in use. So, see, I got to disable this for the sake of this video, but I was wondering why it wasn't firing up. So it's going to start running the optimization. It's going to start running the benchmarks. Now, with Cuda Miner, this is pretty much the only CPU coin that you can mine, and it's pretty cool right now because Monero just switched to this new algorithm called RandomX. So this is really the only way that you can mine Monero, and it's made it actually, profitable for some of the CPUs out here to start mining Monero again. So some of those, some of us have been around the mining game for a while. We know that Monero actually got invaded by ASIC miners. They took over the whole network, and so you really couldn't mine this token profitably with a GPU or even especially a CPU. And so this is kind of the perfect time to get started with Cuda Miner because it just makes it, for somebody that's new to mining, this makes it really, really easy for you to get set up and going. So the other thing I wanted to mention is in the Cuda Miner console. So you're going to have a console in at the Cuda Miner website. So if you go to cudaminer.com, when you set up that user account, you're just gonna, once you have that set up, you'll log in. Now, obviously, I'm already logged in, so then you can go to settings, and you can select whatever coin you want to get paid. So maybe if you don't want to get paid in Bitcoin, maybe you want to get paid in Ethereum instead, or maybe you want to get Monero. So you have some different options on what token you can get paid in. So that's pretty cool too. You can't do that with NiceHash really. The other cool thing about that is that if you got multiple rigs, so say you got several computers around your house that you want to mine with, you can actually control and configure them all from this panel right here. So that's kind of huge too, because you can't really do that with NiceHash either. There is some customization that you could do with NiceHash, but it's kind of like a one size fits all. So let's get back over here to Cuda Miner. So it's optimizing. You can see right here, it is estimating my monthly earning potential, and it's hashing away right over here. And so that's basically it, for that. And so, you're going to see your Bitcoin start to accumulate right over here. And then, once you get a certain amount of Bitcoin build up into your Cuda Miner account at cudaminer.com, you can withdraw that into a wallet, cash it out. The other cool thing that I wanted to mention to some people that, I didn't know about this until I actually researched it, but you can actually use this bit refill. So you could take the coins that you mined and you can spend them over here. You can create an account with them and get gift cards, and you can buy games, Fortnite skins, all kinds of stuff with it. Heck, you can even use it at Uber, Adidas. There's all kinds of gift cards that you can buy with that. So if you didn't want to cash it out through like a traditional exchange like Coinbase, you could just use this instead and get gift cards and buy just about anything you really need. Google Play, Amazon, iTunes. Heck, you can even spend it at Walmart. I don't know why we'd want to spend Bitcoin at Walmart, but if that's your thing, go ahead and do it. So but that's really basically it. So you're just going to run this on your local machine, and like I said, it's going to take, depending on the hardware that you got on there, it's going to take probably 30, 45 minutes, maybe an hour for it to run through the benchmarks. And and then from there it'll build a database of the benchmark. So it's going to save that in there for you. So if you want to just ever stop the miner now, once you have it configured with those settings, just hit that button right there and it shut off. If you want to fire it right back up, you can. Like I said, just remember that when you're going through this, you're going to want to make sure that it's not this one. Don't do the Kryptonite R. Make sure it's the XMR rig Random X. And so then, again, kind of follow along with these settings right here. This right here can adjust the number of cores that you want to use to mine with it. And so, from there you can kind of customize it based on, how many cores your computer has. Now, this is on a laptop that I'm actually doing this on. So I don't actually have a graphics card installed on this one, but what you can do, if you got a graphics card like a gaming laptop or something, what you can do, I'll show you right here. I actually have one of my GPU mining rigs, and as you can see, I'm not CPU mining with this. I got that stopped. Okay, so I'm not running that because I got 8 1070s hooked up to this, and I'm using it as a profit switching to mine Beamcoin right now in exchange for Bitcoin. So if you wanted to, though, if you had a GPU on here, just to kind of show you, you just go under, from your dashboard, you go into your settings again, and you're going to have, obviously you're going to have your, if your CPU mining was enabled, to be right here, but this is because I don't, it just has the GPU settings. You could actually customize overclock settings to make your GPU actually run more efficient. Honestly, if you're kind of new to this, I wouldn't recommend going through all these settings and try to find overclock settings for all these algorithms. This is what I would do. For anybody that's new to mining, I would, potentially, for most algorithms, your core clock setting, I would set this, and you could test it in increments of 5, and I would start somewhere around 70 and maybe go up to 100 and check the speed, check the temperatures and stuff like that. As far as for your memory clock, I would go anywhere from -50, so -50 to to 50. Now my cards seem to be running better at 50, and then your power limit, you can test it at 70. If you wanted to, just type it in there, type 70, hit save. I'm not going to save it because I like to run my cards at 65 with the power limit. And then the other thing is your fan speeds. I like to set with Cuda Miner. I highly recommend that you set a static fan speed of somewhere around 70 to 80. It's not going to wear the fan out as long as you're keeping it dusted, making sure that, the important thing is that you don't want your cards to get too hot. Otherwise, they won't mine as profitable. Now, I actually had this rig is not on my local network. It's at one of my, it's actually in my mining shop, my mining farm. And so it's really cold out there. I'm blowing a bunch of cold air on it. So it's running at 35 degrees Celsius. But, again, those that are new to mining, I would recommend if this gets above 75 degrees Celsius, that's a bit too hot. I would shut it down, check it, maybe go back to your settings and, adjust some of these settings to make it cooler. The biggest thing is if you have it, if you have the default power is going to be set at 100 when you first sign up. So I would recommend, if anything, go in there, set that to 65, turn this to 50, and, use this anywhere from 70 on upwards of 100 for the core clock setting. And then just make sure that, once you're done adjusting these settings, to hit save. Okay. And so that's really it. That's basically it when it comes to, getting set up mining Bitcoin. There's not a whole lot to it with Cuda Miner. So I'm trying to think of what else. And then the other cool thing is, not only is this software awesome and amazing, but they do have a great referral program. So, like I said, you get the 5,000 Satoshis when you sign up. But if you got, other computers and stuff like that, you can actually earn, it's not a lot, but they do kick you a little bit of a referral commission for referring people to this platform. So they give you your own custom, referral link and stuff like that there. Yeah, so if you're watching this in the blog post over here, I would encourage you to use this link right here and sign up for the Facebook group. This isn't going to be something that I let, I'm not going to let a lot of people into, because I don't want to have to moderate it and watch it and make sure that it, I'm, protecting you guys from potential scams and stuff like that. But I am looking to, probably get anywhere from 300 to 500 people in here that I can help out, and teach with mining. So that's really it. I want you guys to also stay tuned, because I got some cool stuff coming down the pipe. I'm actually looking into setting aside some mining hardware. I do have some extra parts and stuff like that laying around back when I was building a lot of my mining rigs. And so what I'm thinking about doing is creating a contest or some kind of drawing or something like that, where I give away a free miner. I will, full disclosure, this isn't going to be some, $5,000 mining rig, but it'll be a decent mining rig that, somebody that's new to cryptocurrency can use it to, start earning some coins and stuff like that. So, yeah, that's really it. Make sure that, you sign up for the Facebook group, and